Hey, good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to First Cup. My name's Jeremy. Today is Monday, November 5th, 2018. And this is my first cup of coffee. So good. Hello, good morning. Remember, we do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube. Tuesdays, Facebook, Thursdays, Instagram. Yeah, it's nothing like that first sip of coffee. If you head on over to whistlekickmartialartsradio.com, you'll see we dropped another episode. I believe it's 342 with Sensei Amanda Cass. I don't prepare for this show at all. That was a great conversation with someone that I'm hoping to get to meet in person at an event sometime, because she lives in Massachusetts, so not that far away. There is a animal in my roof, rather active right now. I will attempt to not be too distracted by this. Okay, so a couple things. Number one, today is Guy Fawkes Day. So hopefully you are watching V for Vendetta later, because that's what we do on Guy Fawkes Day. Great movie. Makes you think. I like thinking. I like movies that think. And, oh, hold on, here comes the yawn. Okay. The other thing we had over this weekend, for those of us in the US that participate, because there are a couple stretches that don't, daylight savings time. Now, granted, daylight savings time is kind of ridiculous. I think more and more of us are getting to that point where we recognize how ridiculous it is. But daylight savings time. Not such a fan in the spring, but I love it in the fall, because it's like we got a free hour. No, of course we didn't get a free hour. That hour didn't actually pop out of nowhere. We invested it. We invested it at 0% return. Right? And when we talk about investment, we don't really talk about martial arts investment. We don't talk about investing our time in our martial arts, but yet there are certainly things that we can do. Now, one of my favorite, counters when people say they don't have time for things is say, okay, do you have a minute? Can you spend a minute once a day? Now, what can you do in a minute, martial arts wise? You can practice somewhere between 10 and 20 really well-formed techniques. You can generally get through a form, maybe not with intensity and timing, but in a way that you would remember it. You can work on conditioning. You can work on strength with push-ups or squats or something. There's a lot you can do in a minute a day. And here's the thing, we can all find a minute a day. Nobody's ever woken up and said, oh, I needed one more minute of sleep. Nobody's ever said, I wish I can't leave for work 1 minute later. Well, maybe some people say that. But I think you know what I'm saying. If we take that minute, even 5 days a week, and we save it up, we work it towards a particular goal, well, guess what? Over the course of a month, there's 20 minutes. Now, what would happen if you spent 20 minutes practicing a single technique or practicing a single form? There's some tangible progress in there. And by investing that, the return is so much greater than that minute per day. I have a saying when it comes to money, that in any economy, whether that be a business economy or your personal economy, that there's an amount of money that you wouldn't miss. Here's how I explain that. If I saw you, say we're hanging out, and I said, hey, can I have a penny? Let's pretend you had a bunch of change on you. You'd probably be confused. Yeah, sure. You don't even value a penny. I could ask you for another penny. Say, yeah, here. And you could probably dole out pennies fairly frequently. Oh, sorry. and just keep saving them up, putting them somewhere. Now, after some period of time, you would have quite a few more pennies. You could do something with that. Now, I could ask you for, let's say, a nickel, maybe a quarter, maybe even $1, and you could hand those over to me. And you wouldn't even miss them. But if you save up enough of them, now it becomes enough of a savings that there's some value, there's some use there. You can do something with it. And you can do the same thing with time. Sure, you can do a minute, maybe you can do 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Maybe you can find 15 minutes in a day to dedicate to your martial arts. Maybe if there's 15 minutes at lunch, maybe you get an hour lunch and you eat in 30, and maybe you spend the rest of the time watching Netflix on your phone. Well, spend half that time watching Netflix, spend the other half somewhere practicing your forms, practicing technique, practicing balance, practicing anything. There's so much that goes into martial arts that there's no way you can finish it. There's no way you can't find something to work on in that short stretch. Now, why don't we? Motivation. That's really what it comes down to. Why don't I spend more time working at home? Motivation. I'll be honest. I don't motivate myself easily. Not towards training. There are things that I work on. I wish I worked on them more. I have no reason I can't, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. And that's part of why I purchased a freestanding heavy bag, and it's over in the other room. Because when I walk by it, I hit it. Does that turn into a lot of training? Nope, but it's a little bit. The time I'm investing cost me very little. The small sum of money I spent on the bag, insignificant. But the return, it's going to be at least what I put in, so I'm willing to do it. It's likely to be more than that because I'm working on a few things as it relates to my Superfoot training. So that's cool. And that's what we need to do. We need to work backwards rather, from our goals and find what makes sense, what works, what advances us even a little bit towards what we're trying to do. If you're working on flexibility, take 30 seconds and open up your hips. If you're trying to get stronger, take a minute and do some push-ups. If you're trying to remember a form, well, that's easy enough. Practice it. Do it once or twice a day. Guess what? If you do that minute in the morning and in the evening before you go to bed, now you've just doubled your investment. Crazy. There's a lot of ways you can slice this. And the thing I love about it the most is it overcomes the number one objection. I don't have time. Because you do. You do have a minute. So now it becomes memory and willingness. If you're willing, all you've got to do is set a reminder, maybe on your phone or a note on the mirror in your bathroom, whatever works for you. So here's my challenge to you for today. I want you to come up with something that you're working on, you're trying to improve. It doesn't even have to be martial arts. I want you to take that thing and figure out some way that you can work a little bit closer to that goal in a minute a day. It could be reciting some kind of motivational thing, some kind of goal. I say goals about whistlekick every day. So that, that's an option. There's something in there. So find it and start doing it. Commit to doing it. Find a way to remind yourself, remove as many barriers as you can, and work towards that goal. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Oh, well, I'll see you on Facebook tomorrow for First Cup. I hope you have a great day. Go check out today's podcast episode drop. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.